Hello, good morning. This is the former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you are listening to Chazz and Jay on the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. These guys, they're so funny, and they're gonna help you win some money. Hey, that rhymed.
Here we go. Hey, everything on three. Number three. 1 on 1. Oh, 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, next up. Eyes on three. Everything on 3 and 1. Everything.
You are now listening to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. It's your boy, Chazz, and as always, again, I am joined by Jay Coleman. Jay, what up, dog?
Yo, what's up?
How'd the surgery go, bro?
It went good.
This is a serious question. I've only seen you for like 2 minutes right now.
Yeah, you have.
So, like, everything went good? You've recovered? You got it. You got your...
You got me back here, making me work.
Making you work already. Pickles missed you. She came right out. She didn't like Adam too much.
Yeah.
No, she kind of ignored Adam. So she didn't even scratch him. So she always scratches you, so we'll wait for that. Well, I made a promise, and I guess we got to stick with it to talk about your boy, Deshawn Watson.
Your boy.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Deshawn Watson. So, bullshit, obviously. But I want to, set the record straight to everybody. And I think this is coming out now. We're recording this on Wednesday night. Everyone was talking shit about the NFL. The NFL didn't bring the suspension down. I want to clarify that. Both parties agreed on a middle arbitration so that judge came up with the fine. So everyone talking shit about the NFL and not suspending him and suspending Calvin Ridley. I get your sentiment, but that's not fair to the NFL yet. Now they have the chance to appeal, and I believe they are going to appeal.
Yes, sir.
And the thing about that people don't realize, and I'm not going to act like a know-it-all. I was reading an article about this. So when the appeal process goes through, now the process gets turned over to Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
So now so basically if they officially appeal, it goes to Roger Goodell making the decision.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much how it goes.
So NFL has a chance now to suspend him for the whole year.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody would be, any non-Browns fans would be any happy with anything less than the full year.
Yeah, there's going to be some that, there was definitely people on Twitter that were like, oh yeah, it's only going to be 6 games. Let's be ready to rock and roll after the 6 games. And it's like,
the Browns
he
fans,
doesn't deserve,
Browns fans, right.
Yeah.
And I get it. But they think they have a quarterback upgrade, and they probably do. But he needs to be gone for the year for this. And I think NFL will come through. I do think they'll come through. Especially because, people have made their thoughts with Calvin Ridley and all that stuff well known, right? So,
there's been numerous players that have been suspended for longer stuff for less heinous acts.
So to be fair, just to remind everybody that NFL did not suspend him for 6 games. That was an independent arbitration. So now they have their chance to make it up. And I believe I read a tweet that they are planning on, what do you call it?
Yeah, he did appeal.
Appeal, that's the word. So I don't know if it's official, but I think it's got to wait till tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
But
so either way, awesome. They should.
I don't know what that judge was thinking either, because even in her own statement, she's like, this is the most heinous thing I've ever seen from a player. And she's like, it's only 6 games worthy.
I think she's just got to go by precedent. And there's really not precedent for this, but any other stuff like this, I'm not going to act like I know all the cases.
Yeah.
So she probably just went off a precedent, right? So NFL now has to step in and do something, and I'm expecting a full year. So, I know we did our quarterback rankings episode last week. None of us had Watson in our top 20, and he's still not in my top 20 because I don't expect him to play.
Yeah.
But here's my last question to you, Jay. If he gets suspended for 6 games, where do you think would you eyeball him in your rankings?
Nowhere, because
you still wouldn't trust it. You got to put personal stuff aside sometime. Nobody likes what he did, but if he's going to be out there, someone's going to pick him up.
Yeah,
I think he should be if he's going to be out 6 games, I think he should be like 15-16. Like if I remember my rankings, that's like after Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Then put like Deshaun there.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
after those guys.
you had Derek Carr like at 2nd overall or something.
I wasn't that high, but Derek Carr's your guy.
That is my guy. But well, we learned from my rankings, even though you don't listen to my show, I said
Your
my show.
show.
You weren't here, so it was my show. I had Derek Carr. So you didn't listen to my rankings, right?
No.
So I had Trey Lance at 9. So that was Adam was surprised with that.
I quit.
Well, what are you drinking over there, by the way? We didn't announce.
Pepsi Nitro.
Pepsi Nitro. That's just good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm drinking, since I'm a big sweaty Kiss mark, Detroit Rock Rum and Coke Zero because of the diabetes.
Yeah, you can't blow Kiss any more than you already do.
I can blow you a kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so stupid. All right. So we set the table with our Deshaun Watson news. We got a bunch of running backs to talk about, and we'll just get right to it. So check out these awesome sponsors, and we'll be right back. And we're back to do our rankings episode of the running backs. We got our tight ends in the book. We got our quarterbacks in the books. It's running back time, Jay. Then it's receiver time, Jay. And then it's, I think, our like prediction show kind of thing. And then it's our draft, bro, Tato.
It's coming up quick.
And official announcement, I'm going to do it here right now. Me and Jay have been in our league forever. We're starting a second league, the official Fantasy Football Bros Podcast League. So that's going to be like the one that we discuss weekly and stuff like that. And probably not set in stone yet, we're going to have me, you, Adam, and all our bros.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty cool.
Unless my brother's too scared.
Unless your brother, he's probably scared.
Yeah.
My brother's scared. And then Adam's brother's country music superstar, Eric Van Houten. Yeah. And that's the only way you can refer to him, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not allowed. It's in his contract.
Yeah.
It's country music superstar, Eric Van Houten. And then a couple of guys from our league making a return, a couple different buddies of mine. Our boy Zach coming out of retirement for this league. You need to let him know he can't draft Peyton Manning, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the last time he did fantasy football.
It was, well, Zach always backed out because we always do our league live, and Zach was always busy camping and stuff that weekend. So he'll be able to do the online draft at least. So it's cool to get these people's back. So it's going to be a 12-team league, hopefully, with a 2 flex position just to change it up a bit. So, but we'll worry about that later. We'll talk about our running backs. We're going to do the same routine that we did last week. We're going to be going off of Dave Richards' no S on his name. It's S as possessive. Dave Richards from CBS Fantasy, his list of running backs. So starting off at number 1. And he's got Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, that's a lot of people's number 1, but we're talking PPR rankings here, just to clarify, right? So everybody mostly has Jonathan Taylor number 1. Where do you have Jonathan Taylor?
Number 1.
I have Jonathan Taylor, and I haven't picked the position.
I know what you're...
I haven't picked it yet. But he's either going to be 2 or 3 for me. He's not going to be 1. Okay, which is apples to apples at that point, right? And it's not like I got him at 7. If I put him at 3, if I put him at 3, it's just because of a certain guy that we'll talk about when this guy comes up. But Jonathan Taylor, for some reason, he was great the last 2 years. But just with that PPR-ness, it just makes me like him just a touch less. Just a touch less. If this was a standard league or a half PPR league, he'd be my number 1 for sure. But there's just somebody else with that PPR appeal that could smoke him. And I think we all know who we're talking about if everything goes right. So... But if I'm sitting there at 1, do I make that call? I don't know. Probably I will make that call. But if I got Jonathan Taylor instead of my other 2 options, I mean, I would not be upset by any means.
Yeah.
I've never had him. Maybe that's why he doesn't feel sexy to me. But he's a touchdown machine. Is he going to score as many touchdowns now with a better quarterback? That's my fear. So...
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to suck.
No.
But, like, he does have a better quarterback, so maybe Matt Ryan's going to throw... What if Matt Ryan throws 10 more touchdowns and takes 10 touchdowns away from Jonathan Taylor? That's a lot. Say Matt Ryan takes away 6 from Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
That brings your points down a lot.
Yeah.
So that's my fear with Jonathan Taylor. I don't have an injury fear like we have with some other people, though. That's why he's the solidified number 1.
Yeah.
right? I mean, do you have any fear with Jonathan Taylor?
No, not at all.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to go against the guy that finished number 1 last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. But these are PPR rankings, so you do have to consider that. And looking at all 3 CBS rankings, guys, there's Heath, Dave, and Jamie. Everyone's got Jonathan Taylor at number 1 except me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fair. That's fine. Let's move on. His number 2 is King Henry. It's a surprise to me because the other 2 guys have King Henry at 4. Where do you have the King?
2.
You have the King at 2 as well? I have the King either at 2 or 3. So it's that toss-up between, am I going to, and I've said it before, I'm going to take Henry maybe before Taylor. But he even catches less passes. But, like, he doesn't have an offensive upgrade. You know what I mean? He's going back into the same offense. His actually passing game got worse. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, yeah, they lost A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
But they did bring in 2 guys.
Yeah.
Robert Woods and Treylon Burks, right? So, like, maybe it's a little better, but I don't look at it as, like, a huge upgrade. So I still think Henry is going to be the bomb. And I'm expecting Henry to go insane this year. I expect this to be Henry's last, like, big year.
Yeah.
And I expect him to, like, go down with the ship after this. And that's kind of why I want to buy into him, at least in one of my leagues. Like, that's the thing. I might actually have Taylor above him at 2 and Henry at 3. But if I have the chance to get Henry, because I never really pick early, I just might take him because I just want him and I never had him before.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do that sometimes. As long as you're not saying, well, I want Nick Chubb, so I'm going to take him at 2, right? That's crazy talk. But like somebody like just 1 or 2 picks away, if you got a feeling and if you just want to root for the fucking guy, it's okay to go with it.
Yeah.
So, are you concerned with his injuries?
Not really.
He's had 1.
Yeah.
You know, and he came back. And it was at a foot.
Yeah.
I was actually not even looking at my list, by the way. I was just going from my head. We are right. Okay, we are right. Yeah, so, like, he just has had 1 injury, you know? It's like, and it was a foot and he came back. It wasn't an ankle. It wasn't a knee. It wasn't an Achilles. And he came back and he looked pretty good. You got to remember, the dude missed, like, 8 games and he still finished, like, top 10. That's insane. That's insane, dude. So, I love Henry. I want him on my team. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah.
So, number 3, Dave Richard. We've got Austin Eckler. These are PPR rankings. That's a great place to be. And actually, all 3 CBS boys got Austin Eckler at 3. So, where do you have Austin Eckler?
4.
You have him at 4. I have him at 4. Just a little bit down on him in my thoughts. He's the same age as Derrick Henry, but he's not as, like, I don't know. He doesn't seem as durable. He's kind of got that. I had him last year, and he was great for me. But he scored way too many touchdowns last year. He's never been like that. I think he had 20 touchdowns between receiving and rushing. Like, he's not going to do that again.
Yeah.
He's not. So those numbers are going to come down. Maybe he scores 15, 16. He's not going to score 20. And with this passing offense, I don't see him rushing for 1,300 yards. So he has to really rely on the passing and stuff, which, I mean, he's with one of the best QBs in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? So that could keep up, but I don't know. I'm just a little scared of him. What is your take here on the mighty hamster?
I was kind of feeling the same. Like, you know, he's not it's not like he's not durable, but he does have some injury history.
He's missed games before.
Yeah. And
he kind of has that Dalvin Cook, Shady McCoy thing.
It's like misses a game or whatever.
Limps off.
Yeah.
They drafted a running back in the 3rd or 4th round. I mean, it's not, that doesn't mean anything, but you never know.
Yeah. And they are they got Herbert, so they're pass heavy, so.
But like, as long as like Allen and Williams stay healthy, like, who knows about Eckler? It's not calling him a bust or anything like that. We have him ranked at 4. It's not like, and I will follow that. If he's sitting there and my first year gone, I have no problem taking Eckler where he is.
Yeah.
So I had him last year. It was great. He was my first round pick last year, and he's a PPR monster. So like, he just, for me, I don't know why, he just has that feeling of someone that's going to let me down this year.
Yeah.
He was always a late round pick or later pick, late second round, late first round, early second round pick. Now he's going like top 4. I just get this feeling that like if I draft him in the first 5 picks, he's going to just let me down a little bit. And letting me down means he's the 4th running back drafted. He finishes 10th. I mean, that's a fall.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a fall in my opinion. So like, I don't know. I'm just a little scared. That's all. And I think that's okay. So going on to Dave Richard, number 4 player. He's got Najee Harris. How about you? Where do you have Najee Harris?
6.
I got him at 6 as well. Why do you have him at 6? I'll let you take this one.
Me,
because you probably got Dalvin Cook ahead because he's a man crush. Okay.
Yeah, I got Cook ahead, and I got someone else ahead of him. And, I think, he's going to be good. It's just a question of, like, we're all assuming Trubisky's going to be his QB. So
there's just too many questions with Trubisky coming in because we don't really know what he's going to do. Sure, he's got the pass.
Yeah.
But he had David Montgomery for most of his career, who's not a pass-catching back.
Yep.
He didn't do anything in Buffalo. So I just don't know if he's going to get all those receptions. And maybe not, but here's the thing, maybe they'll just turn Najee more into a runner, and he loses some receptions, but he still gets those rushing yards. But, like, great. But losing all those receptions is horrible.
Yeah.
I think last year Najee had a 22 reception game or something. Insane. Mitch is not afraid to sling it.
Yeah,
Exactly. And I bet Kenny Pickett's not afraid to sling it. And Najee benefited from Big Ben's noodle arm. And Big Ben wasn't going down the field. So that's why I think Najee takes a little hit for me, as well as when we get to the receivers, Deontay Johnson takes a little hit for me because Big Ben relied on those guys because they were short guys.
Yeah.
And short field guys. And I don't think Trubisky is going to just rely on those guys so much.
Yeah, and their offense isn't going to be the same either because I don't think they're going to be having the same offense that they had last year with Big Ben, where it's hike the ball and get it out.
Yeah, hike, throw the ball. Throw the ball, right? And
So,
when you're doing that, you're getting the quick slants from Deontay
Yep.
Johnson or the dump offs to Najee. So, like, I'm just a little scared of him. But again, I would take him in a heartbeat at 6, but I'm afraid of him not catching those passes. So, speaking of catching passes, number 5 is Christian McCaffrey. No doubt about it, first overall draft pick in fantasy football leagues the last 2 years. And injuries.
Yep.
We all know it.
Let down 2 years in a row.
Because of injuries.
Yep.
But when he was on the field, those games, whatever games, 4 or 8, 6 games last year, 4 the year before, he was like the number 1 guy in those games he played. You have to decide if you're gonna like, is the injury bug gonna get him 3 years in a row like that? I mean, that's tremendous if it does. Like, I mean, I'm not confident he'll be healthy. But he's the guy that if he is healthy, there's 17 games. If he plays 14 games, he's the number 1 fantasy football player. If he plays 14 games and Jonathan Taylor plays 17 games, he has more points than Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, probably.
Right? So like that's why.
That's a big if, though.
Sure. That's your gamble. But like his receiving yards, his receptions, I mean, he's got a new quarterback coming in, Baker. Well, Baker didn't throw the ball to Nick Chubb. But Nick Chubb's not Christian McCaffrey. It's a different kind of player. And Christian McCaffrey lines up as receiver, too, a lot. So the Baker doesn't scare me. The Baker makes it actually making me like him a little more. The Baker situation had me move him up because Baker will throw the ball downfield more, which will help open up the running and the short passes.
Yeah.
Instead of putting 2 guys on Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield. So where do you have Christian McCaffrey ranked?
Number 3.
Number 3?
Yeah.
I have a number 1.
I've figured.
I put him there like today. And I've said it all before. I might put Henry, you're right. But like after thinking of the PPR and just Baker and the offense is going to be better. And like the dude's got to be healthy. He just has to. And I'm sorry. Like, and if he's not, then fuck me.
Yeah.
Right? Like I fucked myself. But to be fair, if Christian McCaffrey hasn't fucked me the last 2 years, that was somebody else.
Yeah.
That fucked me the last 2 years with injury. So maybe I'm just used to it, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know.
I mean, I don't even trust him, and I still put him at 3.
You gotta take him.
But I would probably, personally, I'd probably have a hard time still taking him at 3. But
if he is healthy for more than half the season, he's the number 1 player in fantasy football. So it's like, how far can that guy fall? You know, like the guy can catch 90 passes. Receivers don't even catch 90 passes.
he's got to be on the field, though.
Right. I know. So it's a scary proposition. I took the plunge. I put him at 1. I mean, we're less than a month from our draft. I could change because like I said, I really want Derrick Henry. So
yeah,
that's the thing too. But I don't know. I love him. I know that's insanity talk, but he's the guy that could. And he feels primed for a bounce back because people are sleeping on him. It's like, oh, remember me, bitch, Christian McCaffrey. If you think about it, he's been hurt. He's also like kind of rested after 2 fucking years almost, right? So like he could be okay. So I don't know. I figured it was one of the more controversial picks. So let's move on to number 6, Dalvin Cook. I know that's your boy. Where do you got Dalvin Cook?
Number 5.
You got him at 5, and I got him 5 as well. So we're pretty solid on our top 6 here. Except I got CMC 1, you got JT 1, right?
Yeah.
And other than that, we both have Henry at 2, Eckler at 4, Cook at 5, and Najee at 6, right?
Yep.
Well, that's surprising.
Yeah.
That's pretty surprising there. So Dalvin Cook, I don't know. He is who he is. We know who he is. He's going to catch balls. He's going to run touchdowns.
Yep.
He's going to limp off the field.
Yeah.
The president of the United States, Alexander Madison's going to get some touchdowns. I don't fear him. I don't know. It's hard to say because he's kind of in that age range. I believe he's the same age as Derrick Henry. And it could be that breakdown season.
Yeah.
Henry broke down last year a little bit, right? So he could get an injury and miss a few games because they use this guy.
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot of touches. New offense, I don't know if it scares me or if it's better. Like I don't know how to what to expect because they say they're going to pass more. Well, that could mean more receptions.
Yeah.
And that could mean more Justin Jefferson down at the 3, and then he runs it in.
Yeah.
Or that could just mean more passes to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen.
Yep.
So, like, that's my take on him. Obviously you're comfortable getting him, but again, you know.
I mean, he's solid top 5 like every year. So, I mean.
He's definitely one to, like, I don't know. I'm not looking at my rankings, and I do. Okay, Dave's rankings are different. Looking at my rankings, I have Cook above Najee, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
I do feel more comfortable with Cook over Najee.
Like if you look at the top 5, you could probably say the most confidence you would have in a guy in the top 5 is Cook.
I mean Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but
to be fair,
but you don't know.
Jonathan Taylor's the guy out of this top 5 because we don't have Najee in our top 5. Jonathan Taylor's the only guy in the top 5 that hasn't had an injury anything. Because even Cook a few years ago, but Cook's was a few years ago. So like I see what you're saying.
Like he's the most dependable out of this top 5.
Yes and no. I would say Henry is because until last year, Henry missed nothing. Henry never missed a game. So I don't know. I get what you're saying though at the same time. But either way, I mean he's my top 5 back. So how can you go wrong?
Yes.
Speaking of going wrong, at number 7, Dave Richard has Adam's favorite, Joe Mixon, Mr. Boring Mixon. So I'm laughing. I'm like I have Joe Mixon so much later, but I mean Dave has him at 7. I have him at 9.
I got him at 8.
So it's we're not that far off. But who do you have after Mixon in your rank?
Before or after?
Just after. Who do you have at 9?
At 9, Aaron Jones.
So, I mean, are you sticking to that? Or are you think about it? Are you sticking to that, or are you going to take? Are they both going to be sitting there, and you're going to take Mixon? Think about it.
Probably not.
So after Mixon, I have I won't bring up mine because mine's going to be debatable. So I'll say Aaron Jones for instance. I have him 2 spots under Mixon, so not that far. if they're both sitting on the board, there's a good chance I might pick Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
So that's where we are, but we don't like Mixon.
Yeah, that's very true.
But like after say that, there's like Leonard Fournette, Zeke, Nick Chubb. I'll take Mixon all over those guys.
Yes.
So like he is where he needs to be for me, but I'm telling you, looking at who my 10 is and my 11, there's a chance that Mixon will get jumped. So Mixon there's a high chance that Mixon's going to be on somebody else's team.
Yes.
Rather than ours. And it's
For
probably
sure.
Adam.
For sure.
It's probably it. So let's move on to Dave's number 8, Alvin Kamara, where, I mean, it's coming out now that there's a chance. I mean, his court got pushed back and nothing might happen. So we're talking Alvin Kamara right now is not suspended. Okay. So that's
what I said like 2 weeks ago, but
and that's where these ranks are.
Yeah.
So Dave has him at 8. Where does Jay Coleman have him?
Only because I was planning for the suspension when I did this. I got him at 14 on my list.
Okay, well, playing without the suspension. I mean, you're putting him above. I'm guessing you're putting him above Mixon.
Yeah, so
maybe
you'd probably be at 8.
8. That's
probably.
where I have him as 8. I have him at 8. And I'm comfortable with him at 8 with no suspension. With a suspension, depending on how long it is, I wouldn't be comfortable. If they gave him 2 to 3 games, I might still be comfortable. But if it's like 4 to 6, I'm dropping him.
Yeah.
Because 2 to 3 games, I mean, you guys get injured, you're going to miss them maybe a couple games anyway. So that's why like it's a little different.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a longer suspension. Guy catches passes. I mean, the guy's the only running back in town. Yeah, there's Mark Ingram, but I mean, he's 95.
Yes.
So like Kamara's a guy. The Saints are still a good team. Jameis isn't afraid to sling the ball. So I'm definitely happy with Kamara at 8. Just you got to keep your eye on the suspension. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Dave Richards, number 9, and that's Deandre Swift.
Your
and Jay,
guy.
That is my guy. I do have a man crush on Deandre Swift. Where do you have him ranked?
7.
Me too. So, dude, our list is like the same. That's crazy. So you make fun of me and you put him at the same position.
Yeah.
Why do we like DeAndre Swift? Because the guy was phenomenal last year. I took him in the 3rd or 4th round in all my leagues, and he was like the top 3 running back till his injury on Thanksgiving. He catches a million passes. Jared Goff does not throw the ball downfield.
Absolutely not.
So when you do, who do you throw to? The running back,
Yep.
right? So that's...
And they run a lot because he sucks too. So
DeAndre Swift is a can't miss for me. I have him just under Najee, and I have him between Najee and Kamara, and there's a good chance I would take Swift over Najee if I'm sitting on the clock. Honestly. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's just because I have a man crush on him. I mean, he's one of my fantasy crushes. So, like, the talent is there, and he's an exciting player, and it's like, the closer the season gets, I'm excited to watch the Lions play. Isn't that a weird statement?
yes,
It is a weird statement to think, but I don't know. I'm a DeAndre Swift guy, and obviously so is Dave. And looking at all these guys on CBS, Jamie has him at 8, and Heath has him at 12. So I mean, he's a debatable person.
yes.
And that's cool, and that's glad to talk about it. So I wonder if this guy's going to be a debatable person. Lombardi Leonard Fournette coming in. He's already back in shape. There was that week everyone thought he was a fat ass, but he's a professional athlete, and the guy came back the week later in shape, right?
Yes.
People forget that Leonard Fournette was like a 3rd or 4th overall draft pick in the NFL. Guy's a talented. Guy was one of the best college running backs I've ever seen. He was insane at LSU. So, like, now he just happens to be on one of the best offenses in the NFL, and everyone is sleeping on him, including me, because Dave's got him at 10, Jamie's got him at 12, Heath has him at 10, and I've got him down at 12.
I got him at 13.
So we're both kind of the same way. I mean, he caught a lot of passes last year. We don't even think about it. So him being down at 12 isn't necessarily like me not liking Leonard Fournette. He's still number 12, your number 1 running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a top 12 running back. So, like, he's just not sexy.
Yeah.
And it's like, even though I have Mixon higher, and Mixon should be higher, but he's just like Mixon. He's not sexy, but I'll still take him. I just like other people better.
Yeah.
Right? And that's all it is. And, like, I just don't know what to say about him. I like other people better. We'll just move on to Aaron Jones, number 11 on Dave's Richards. I also have him at 11. I think you said you did too.
I have him at 9.
Oh, you have him at 9. So you're a little higher on him. What's the reasoning you're top 9 running back for Aaron?
He's a stud.
You're not afraid of A.J. Dillon?
Nah, he's definitely a concern, but
I think they'll both get there.
yeah. So
I mean, and he's going to catch balls, and I don't know if you knew this, Jay, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a lot of options.
yes,
to throw the ball
that
to.
too.
So like, he's going to catch passes.
Yes.
He's not going to catch passes like CMC
no,
or Eckler, but like they get like 80, 90. But there's a good chance he gets like 40, 50.
yeah,
That's still a lot. That's 3, 4, 5 a game, 50 yards. That's 10 extra points. If he goes 5 for 50, that's just 10 extra points.
yep,
So he could have a shitty running day and you can still do good.
yeah,
And he is a stud. You're right about that. The only problem is A.J. Dillon is a stud too.
yes,
Does A.J. Dillon... Now, between the two, I think A.J. Dillon's the better back.
probably, yeah,
But it just feels like it's still Aaron Jones' team.
yes,
Right? And I think this is it.
yeah,
After this, it's A.J. Dillon's team. But what you have to fear is that, like, week 9, it's A.J. Dillon's team.
yeah,
That's where you have to fear. So with you having him at, you said 9.
yep,
Look down your list. Where do you have A.J. Dillon? I'm just wondering.
24.
24. You son of a bitch. So do I. So are you going to draft both of them if they're there?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, that's so scary though.
It is.
That's a scary proposition. It's
running backs are king.
It's great.
So-
It's great for you if Aaron Jones gets hurt. But if they're truly, like, say they just end up being fitty-fitty, it's almost garbage to have them both. Because what are you going to do, right? But I understand.
Yeah,
But if you're taking him, I mean, you have him at 24. That's a top 12 or top 24 running back. So you're taking him like the 5th round. You're going to pick 2 players in the same position on the same team
yeah,
in 5 rounds. So like that's scary.
yeah,
And I did a mock draft. Funny, I mentioned this. Last night I kind of wasn't paying attention. It was a mock draft, and I look at my starting receivers, and it's Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and I was like, that's. Probably don't want to do that.
No, you don't.
That's probably, but it's almost the same thing. So think about it.
Yeah.
You could, like, there's literally people that could start with a receiver in the first round, take Aaron Jones, take a tight end, take a receiver, and A.J. Dillon, and their 1 and 2 could be both those guys.
Yeah,
And maybe they can get them points.
yeah,
It's interesting to see, but it scared me. But his number 12 is another guy who has a high backup, and that's 12 overall. He's got Nick Chubb. And where do you have Nick Chubb?
10.
10, wow. A lot higher than me. That's our first big discrepancy. I have him at 14. It's a PPR league. Nick Chubb catches even less passes than Derrick Henry, and he's a great running back, especially with Deshaun probably out at least 6 games, if not the whole year. Oh, that means they're going to run the ball more. Well, that means people know they're going to run the ball more too.
True.
And they're going to be down a lot if Deshaun's not playing. And you don't run the ball too much if you're down a lot. So 10's kind of high for me. So talk to me about him.
I don't really love it, but I mean, I think that's kind of like where he's in that 10 to 13 range, I think, for most people. So
I mean, he's just out of there for me.
yeah,
I think I only have, honestly, I'm at 14. If I put him at 13, I wouldn't be surprised. I only think there's one controversial guy.
I could be persuaded for the 2 guys below him to
Sure.
pick over him. So
Yeah. I have one guy above him who is controversial. That's it. So you're right. He should be
Yeah.
right where he is. But I just, you know what? He's another guy. He's not going to be on my team.
yeah, I mean,
He's just
I
not.
don't- yeah.
He's not going to be on my team. All right, here he is.
Oh God,
Here he is, the guy that you
spent
took.
20 minutes.
The guy you took in the fantasy draft ahead of me, and I made fun of you for taking him because I was sad. Dave Richard has him at 13. Jamie Eisenberg has him at 11. And Heath over here, oh my goodness, has him, I don't even see him, or is he higher? Oh no, Heath has him at 14, sorry.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Saquon Barkley. So where do you have him, Jay?
11.
Wow, I have him at 10, and there's a chance that he could be 9 or 8 for me, and that's so ballsy because I have him between Mixon And I mean, Len, I said this earlier. If Mixon and Saquon are sitting there, I'm probably taking Saquon. So that puts him at 9 right there. And so if he's actually my 9, then it's Kamara or Mixon, and that could be a toss-up because of the suspension.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that Saquon Barkley's my number 8. But you're not that far off, and I'm the one with the man crush. You're buying into the hype. You're seeing all the shit from training camp, aren't you? You're seeing how, aren't you?
No, I just think he has. There's upside there, even though he's
plenty of upside. Rookie year, the guy caught 91 passes. Okay, then the offensive changed, and they were a running team. You think that's great for him, but he accrued injuries. So now they're going back to a passing team. So if this guy can catch 70 passes, he's a top 10 running back easily. But he's always hurt. He's got freak injuries, okay?
Okay. Now you're just making excuses for him.
He tore his ACL. He came back and he fucking stepped on the dude's foot. That's what I mean about freak injury. He was coming back from a torn ACL and stepped on a guy's foot. So that's where I go with the freak injury. Everything from camp from this guy has been glowing. We've seen his pass catching. We've seen, he's with Brian Daboll now. I think the Giants are going to surprise people. And I wouldn't be surprised if Saquon Barkley is a top 5 running back this year. So, all depends on injuries. And I know you love him too. You're just giving me a hard time.
I don't love him. I'm okay with him.
I love him. He's going to be on one of my teams. But everyone else is getting hot on him too, because I remember when I started doing mock drafts, probably just after the draft, so probably May. Saquon Barkley was going in the 5th round. 5th or 6th round. He's going in mock drafts middle 2nd round now. So, I mean, he's getting up there. So, he could even be low for him, but y'all know I love him. I mean, look who Dave has next. Saquon Barkley, he has at 14 David Montgomery. The fuck out of here with David Montgomery. I have him at 20.
I got him at 17.
I'm not a Montgomery guy. I've never been a Montgomery guy. He's another just boring.
Oh, yeah, he's boring as shit.
He's on a terrible offense. The offense.
What offense?
He's on oh my God, Heath over here has David Montgomery at 9. Jesus, and Jamie has him at 16. I'm at 20. Looking at this list, he's perfect. He's where he belongs. I would not put him over any of these guys. I hate him. He's a Bear. I hate him. He's a Bear. I know you're a Bears fan.
I hate the Bears.
What's so good about a David Montgomery?
Nothing really.
I think he gets touchdowns this year. He doesn't really catch the ball, but I can't see him with that garbage-ass team. I can't see him rushing for 1,500 yards or something like that. With that team that's going to be down all the time, there's no way. I can't buy into David Montgomery this year. Nope. And you had him, 16?
17.
17, so you're right there with me, kind of. If I'm sitting there and he's there, I might take him just because, he's the last starting running back, kind of, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So
for sure.
I don't know. All right, so after David Montgomery, Dave Richards got Javonte Williams. I've got Javonte at 16. Dave has him at 15.
I got him at 15.
We're all about the same thing with him. It's just scary. Guy's got all the talent in the world. They brought in Russell Wilson. Are they going to throw the ball more? Is he going to catch it? I mean, Melvin Gordon's still there. They just gave Melvin a pretty decent deal, too.
Yeah.
So that's the scary part about it, is you just don't know. And a 50-50 Javonte is probably maybe the 20 or 21st running back, say, looking at my list. But you're drafting him that it's not 50-50. You're drafting him that it's 70-30.
Yeah.
That's why you're drafting him at 15. And if it is 70-30, he's going to return value because they're going to score points in Denver. And he's going to score points. He's going to catch some passes, and he's a good back. So, but to be fair, I have not drafted this guy in a mock draft once this year, which is making me think people value him a lot higher than where I value him.
Yeah, probably.
So that means he's not going to be on my team. So number 16 for Dave Richard. All right, we're halfway through, Jay. We're getting there. We're a little more than halfway through, and we're making good time here. He's got Ezekiel Elliott, and I wonder who's the highest on him. Dave's got him at 16. Jamie's got him at 20. Heath has got him. I don't even see him on Heath's list unless it's higher. Oh my goodness, I don't know. It's hard to navigate this stuff. 19. So he's got him at 19. So we've got 16, 19. So where do you got him?
12.
Wow, you got him even actually higher than me. I got him at 13. So I have him above Chubb, and that's the one controversial thing, I would think. But if you compare these two, Nick Chubb and Ezekiel Elliott, they both have high-end backups, so it doesn't matter. Both of their backups are getting drafted high. So, but out of the two, who's on the better team?
Zeke.
And who's going to catch the ball more?
Zeke.
So why is Chubb going ahead of him in most people's eyes?
Yeah.
Well, Zeke was slow last year. Well, Zeke was coming off an injury. And guess what? Nick Chubb missed, 6 games last year for an injury? So, I don't know. They're comparable, but Zeke just has had the better career and is going to catch passes. Some passes. I mean, Zeke just even last year was a top 5 pick in fantasy football. So, I will always take Zeke over Chubb. And you're right with me. Our lineups are pretty close. Are you taking Zeke because you're a Cowboys hater? Who you got Zeke between? Remind me.
My 10, 11, and 12 is Chubb, Barkley, Zeke.
So you got Zeke under Chubb.
Yeah. But I said I could be persuaded to take Barkley or Zeke over Chubb.
Sure.
So
that's how I have it. So I totally agree. Number 17 for Dave Richard is James Conner. So 15 for Jamie, 17 for Heath. For Chazz, James Conner is 15. Even though I hate him.
That's higher than I thought you would have.
I have him above Javonte, but everything I just said, that could be switched.
I got him at 19.
19? You got him the lowest. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but looking at I have him between Chubb and Javonte is where I have Conner right in between them. He's kind of the same running back as Chubb, and same kind of thing. But to be fair, Conner has a better offense than Chubb, and Javonte's splitting time. So Conner's not at all. So I actually did rank him a little higher than I thought. He's not scoring 16. He had, I think, 18 touchdowns
he's not having
total.
The same year.
There's no way. And he's hard to trust. He was healthy last year. He's never healthy.
No.
So I just don't buy it. And us having him where we have him, even though these experts have him somewhat close, it's just he's not. I don't think he's going to be there. And let him be somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, right after I have Javonte, if I'm sitting there, I might make the play for Javonte.
Yeah.
Just because I don't like Conner.
Yeah, me neither. So, if there's, other players that are, lower, that I've ranked lower, I might consider them over Conner.
Yeah, and that's what you got to play for. If you're not buying into a certain team or something or a scheme, or you just don't like a player, it's okay to not like a player. Just because I love Saquon Barkley and I rank him so high, if you don't like him, don't fucking like him. Don't take him. It's okay. If you like somebody better and you know you're not going to get that person on your next pick, take that guy. Because if that guy breaks out and goes crazy and you whiffed on him because you wanted James Conner, just say A.J. Dillon. Just say you think A.J. Dillon's going to be the man, but you take James Conner instead and A.J. Dillon's the man, you are going to hate yourself.
Yeah.
You're absolutely going to hate yourself. So don't be afraid to go with your gut once in a while. You want it. That's how fantasy football works. I feel you have to be smart, educated, studied. You also have to go with your gut. Because when I took Saquon Barkley last year, that's where he went. It wasn't a gut pick. It was just a normal pick, right? And it didn't work out. So when I took Saquon Barkley his rookie year, I reached on him. I took him 6th overall in his rookie year, and the guy was a murderer for me. So sometimes you just got to take your guy.
Yeah.
Right? So speaking of your guy, this should be nobody's guy. I have no idea why this guy's ranked 18th. It is Breece Hall for the Jets. The Jets are not a good team. So why the hell would we draft their running back? I don't.
And he's a rookie.
And he's a rookie, and like that doesn't really mean much. But like, I don't see him catching 1 million passes because Zach Wilson last year, didn't throw the ball to the running back a lot. Yes, Michael Carter did well, but that was actually when the backups were in, and Michael Carter's still there to catch passes. And what are they going to do? Pound the rock when they're up by 20 points on the Bills?
Yeah,
right. Like no. So this guy is ranked way too high, and I'm telling you right now, I'm planting my flag on this guy as just the garbage pick if he's going. All three of these experts have him at 18. Where do you have him?
Not in the 30.
Not even in the 30. I have him at 28. So it is. I'm planting my flag right now that Breece Hall is not a good pick where he's going. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Call me out on it later in the year, folks, and I will tell you I was wrong. But I just can't buy it. Blah. Tell me I'm wrong or something, Jay.
You're not.
It's so, a Jets running back.
I don't even have him in my 30, so, I mean, he's probably just outside.
Yeah, he's at 28 for me,
Yeah.
and like...
He's probably like 31 for me, maybe, if I had the...
And honestly, I might take 29 above him. He could either be at 29 for me, but I wouldn't take my 30 above him. So, I don't know. Breece Hall. Yeah. All right, so before we get to our number 19 pick, let's reset the draft. Jay, give me your 1 through 15.
All right, starting with 1, JT, King Henry, McCaffrey, Eckler, Cook, Harris, Swift, Mixon, Aaron Jones, Chubb, Barkley, Zeke, Fournette, Kamara, Williams.
Dude, you got Kamara solo. That's crazy. But yeah, I get it. The suspension looming. All right. So my 1 through 15 is CMC, King Henry, JT, Austin Eckler, Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Deandre Swift, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon. At number 10, we got Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones, not Donald, Leonard Fournette, Zeke, 14. And at 15, we got James Conner. So, I mean, we're pretty on sync on some things.
Yeah.
Moving on to Dave Richards' number 19 pick, and I'm interested to see where you got this guy because he was a highly drafted rookie who did not play his rookie season, and we got Travis Etienne. Dave Richard has him at 19. I have him actually a step ahead at 18. How about you?
I got him at 23.
You're a little lower, but you're a little more shy to rookies and stuff, and this guy's kind of like a rookie. Yes, he's on a terrible team.
Yes.
New coach, second year of the Blonde Bomber. You got to remember that this guy was a first-round pick, and he's got his college quarterback.
Yeah.
So these guys have a connection. And Etienne is a great receiving back. I saw a great team name for him. Are you ready for this? Can you handle this? His name is Etienne, right?
Yep.
The team name was Ass Etienne Season. So for all you out there, if you draft him, you could be Ass Etienne Season. I'm comfortable with him at 18 just because of he's a dynamic player and he can catch the ball. I don't know how anybody could put Breece Hall above him. They're basically both rookies coming in, and this guy's a better pass catcher on a just as bad team.
Yeah.
But he's got a better quarterback and a better connection with the quarterback, and he's a better prospect. So I don't know how anyone could have Breece Hall. Well, what about James Robinson? Sure, but it's you know what I mean? Like James Robinson's gonna like be the pounder. This guy is gonna be the pass catcher and I don't know. Did you watch him in college? He was pretty electric.
No, not really.
He was a pretty electric player. So, like, there's a lot of hype to him, and I completely understand the hype. At number 20, we got Jay's boy, Antonio Gibson, who I have at 19, so I'm right there.
I got him at 18.
So we're all in the same thing. He let us down a little bit, we say, but do you know where he finished last year? He was like 10 or 12.
Fuck him.
And you drafted him at like 8th or 9th running back, so he wasn't that far down.
Only because of you.
because he was good. He's good. He's dynamic. He's electric. But it started to seem like this coaching staff doesn't like him. So that's scaring me. Now, to be fair, Antonio Gibson was a receiver in college who never played running back until his first day of the NFL, which is crazy, and he was pretty damn good his rookie year. And he was decent his second year. But this guy, obviously, is a former receiver. He's electric, and you know he's going to catch passes.
Yeah.
So he's got a new quarterback. Let's see, right? Let's see. Maybe there'll be more passes thrown to him, but J.D. McKissick is there. But, like, they got Antonio Gibson. Why don't they freaking use him?
Yeah.
So he's frustrating, I know. I'd be happy to get him at 19. I'd be ecstatic. I mean, I have him over Montgomery, but Antonio Gibson to me, though, well, I have him at 19. I have Montgomery at 20. After that, now, I feel you're in backup territory. But that's because, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. That's because Dave Richards, number 21, is Josh Jacobs. I have him at 17, actually. I have him higher. I'm big on Josh Jacobs. Where are you?
I got him at 20.
So, okay, so you have
And
him.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, so Josh Jacobs, Gibson, Montgomery, like that's the end of starting running backs for me. Like, for their teams, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even though ETN I have higher than Gibson and Montgomery, that's just out of, like, sometimes you got to go for the fence, right? You got to swing for the fence. But Josh Jacobs, on one of the best offenses in the NFL, he's like, I think, 4th all-time Raiders leading rusher. Like, you don't realize how good Josh Jacobs has been. The guy's been durable. He doesn't catch a lot of passes, but he gets plenty of yards, and he scores. And he started catching the ball last year. He's on a killer offense. He has got a new head coach who is going to use him a little different. Like, Josh Jacobs was the kind of bell cow, like, hand it off, run up the middle, get your 3-4 yards. That's not necessarily what Josh McDaniels is going to do. So you said you're high on Josh Jacobs. I love him. I'm a Raiders stan, but I like him in general. He's one of those big Alabama backs.
Yeah.
So, like, he's going to score. He's going to get you your points. Tell me your thoughts on Mr. Jacobs.
He's like a beast. He's
like a little Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He's a big
he
dude.
just gets slept on a lot, I think. But so does
The Raiders.
So,
Yeah.
I mean.
But to be fair, I mean, I am at 17. I mean, and that's where he is. I have Javonte just above him, and that's out of hope. You know?
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's just out of hope. And I'm a big Josh Jacobs stan. I always get him in this one league I'm in, you get a point or a half a point per carry. So Josh Jacobs is super valuable in that. It's because he'll get 24 carries. That's 12 extra points.
Yeah.
He's a little more valuable in that league, but just I'm a fan. The guy's great running back. And here's the thing, folks, if you're sleeping on him, he did not get his extension. So that means he's playing for a contract.
Yeah.
So watch out, because that's when players usually explode.
Yep.
So Josh Jacobs will be on one of my 4 teams. I guarantee it, because if I get to my 4th and final draft and I don't have him yet, I'll go 3 or 4 guys ahead just to get him on my team.
Yeah.
To get a piece of that ass, piece of that action. All right, so we'll move on to, this is interesting. Dave Richard at number 22. He has Elijah Mitchell, and I have him a bit lower at 27. Where do you have him, Jay?
I got him at 21.
Okay, so I'm the low one on him. So tell me what you like about him.
The 49ers don't have much besides Debo.
I don't have much. What about my number 9 overall quarterback?
Which is insane.
You're insane. What about, don't also sleep on George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. Okay,
George Kittle's going to be hurt.
Brandon Ayuk was a first-round pick last 2 years ago, maybe. Okay, I had Elijah Mitchell last year. He was good, but he missed about 6 games for injury.
Yeah.
And I just don't trust any running back in San Francisco. Just because he was good last year doesn't mean he's going to be the guy this year. It's the
I mean, he was like, what, the 3rd stringer penciled in for the beginning of last year?
And he ended up being the guy.
So,
like, I just don't trust San Francisco as far as I can throw him. And with the injury history and not trusting him, I mean, I have him, like I said, at 27. I have him just above Breece Hall. And that's okay. I'm comfortable with him there. I wouldn't move him up over anybody I have here. And I kind of got a I'm looking at Dave's here. I think I got a guy here in my top 20 that's gonna not be on anyone's list. So we'll move on. 23. Dave Richard has AJ Dillon, which I have him at 24, and I do as well. But we already discussed him.
Yeah.
So and I'll take him at 24. But he's a backup. So he's at least getting 50% of the carries. So that's scary. And he doesn't catch the ball much, but he's a freaking animal. He is a beast. He's like Josh Jacobs, even actually bigger. So I don't know. I'm just not clamoring for him this year. I think he's going to be highly sought after next year.
Yeah, probably.
So we talked about him a bunch. We'll move on. 24, Dave Richard has J.K. Dobbins. I want to talk about both these guys, 24 and 25. J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers. These guys are exactly the same. They're on offenses that are very good, and they're both coming back from injury. So these guys we can talk about as the same exact person. They were rookies the same year. They both had major injuries. They're on great offenses. They're coming back. They both have pretty good backups, too. So where do you have both these guys ranked?
I got Akers at 16 and J.K. Dobbins at 22.
Holy shit, 16. Wow. So I got J.K. Dobbins at 25 and Akers at 23. Let's focus on Dobbins first, just because that's where Dave has him ranked. Dobbins at 25, but everything we said, coming back from an injury, got to wait and see. Cam Akers I got at what did I say, 23. He could be fantastic, but he's coming back from just as bad of injury. How the hell do you have him at 16?
I don't know. Maybe I was...
that's wild talk to me.
Drugs.
What do you got in between?
Well, probably because I hate Montgomery so much, so I had to put him ahead of Montgomery, and I got Montgomery at 17, so... Well,
because of your fucking Bears bias. I'm not saying Akers up there is bad, because if he comes back healthy, right? I mean, let's rephrase that. He's back healthy. J.K. Dobbins is coming back still from the injury.
Yeah.
Cam Akers came back at the end of the year, but he barely played in the postseason. Sony Michel was running that team.
Yeah.
In the postseason. So, but he's healthier. I mean, I have him ranked higher than... And
Akers has a better offense than J.K. Dobbins. So.
They both have good offense, but you're right.
Yeah.
I would say, obviously, the Super Bowl champs. They're the two same to me. I have them really close. I just have A.J. Dillon in between them. So, great. I mean, if somebody takes Cam Akers 16 like you do, I would think it's a bit crazy, but like I could see him being like 19-20. So like you're not that far off of consensus. Heath's got him at 22. Jamie's got him at 19. So like, I mean, it's good. It's good to have that separation of everybody. Okay. We're going to move on to your boy, one of your favorite running backs of all time. Hi, it's Jay. Tell me who I am. Hello, sir. I'm a running back, and when I played for college, I was a backup, and I never started a game, and then till my senior year because I was behind somebody else. And now that I'm in the NFL, I'm completely boring and garbage. Who am I?
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Dave has him at 26, way too high. Keith has him at 28. Jamie has him at 25. Jay, where do you have him?
25.
Oh, my God. He's not in my top 30. Nope, not in my top 30. I hate this guy. I think he's boring. He doesn't catch the ball well. He's got too many other running backs and a running quarterback on his team. Miles Sanders will not be on my team. 100%. Unless
at this point, like I know Sanders sucks, but like I've had him multiple times, so I just feel like
he's one of your guys.
Well, not even one of my guys, but it's just like
you're not off. I mean, you got him with all these other guys.
I've been abused by him for so long that I'm just like this is gonna be the year or something. So I'm like,
you're pretty in line with all these other guys. I just have a hatred for him, right? So that's on me. Let's finish these last few picks here, and then because I've got a couple of guys that aren't in Dave's top 30. I don't know if you do. Actually, not really too many. But there is one guy that I have is a little high. Anyway, 27. Dave has Kareem Hunt, who I have much higher. I have Kareem Hunt at 21.
I got 27.
You're at 27. So, why? Because that's his number, bro?
Yes.
Is that why? Isn't that his number?
I think so.
Dave has him at 27. So, Kareem Hunt to me, and I've said this before, and I'm going to be justified. No, they have him at 26 and 25. Kareem Hunt to me is the ultimate flex guy. Because he's the guy you could get 2 starting running backs, 2 starting receivers, a tight end, and you can still nab Kareem Hunt in your flex. To me, he's the ultimate flex guy. And what I mean by that is like he's start-worthy. He's got flex appeal. You like that?
Yes.
He's got flex appeal on his own. But if and when Nick Chubb gets hurt, I mean, he's a ticket. And B, the Browns are going to stink.
Yes.
And when you stink, you throw the ball more. And when you throw the ball, Kareem Hunt's going to be in more. So I think he's got more value this year to me than any year he's been in Cleveland because they were good with Baker and stuff like that. They're not going to be good with Jacoby Brisket and cheese. They're not. And they're going to be meh with Watson. So I'm high on Kareem Hunt. And I like him. So I have him between Montgomery and Akers. Actually, I have somebody else there, but he's going to be a guy that's going to be controversial, I think. I don't know. So technically, I have I have Chubb at 14 and Kareem Hunt only 7 picks later. I'll promise you this: I'm not going to have both of them on my team because I'm not going to have Chubb.
Yeah,
I'm going more of a chance that I'll have Kareem Hunt on my team than Chubb. I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong or something because I know I'm really high on him.
I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen in Cleveland right now? So I mean, you could be right. I mean, I think everyone's just assuming that like they're going to suck. So like Chubb is the higher guy that you want, but you do make a point where they're probably going to have to throw more because they're going to suck. So,
and they don't have any receivers.
Yeah,
right. Like so. I'm big on Hunt this year. He's going to be on my teams. Put him on your team at home, folks. Trust me. 28, Dave Richard has Damien Harris from the fucking New England Patriots. He's not in my 30.
I got him at 29.
I just don't like him. He doesn't catch passes. He's just I think he's an Alabama guy too. Just like a big bruising Alabama back on a terrible team. And given the Bills and the Dolphins, okay, so what, the Jets, the New England's going to have to pass the ball more. And if they're going to pass the ball more, it's not going to be him. It's going to be Ramondre Stevenson. So maybe it's still part of my New England, like, vitriol and hate.
Yeah.
Maybe. But no. No, Damien Harris, you will not be on my team. So you have him right. It seems like you just ripped off Dave Richards' list, bro.
Bullshit.
29, we got Chase Edmonds. I actually have him a little higher at 26. Is he in your top 20?
I got him at 28.
Okay, so, I mean, you have to think he's the starter in Miami.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to say Mostert because of his past with Mike McDaniel, but, like, the first day of free agency, they went out and got Chase Edmonds.
Yeah.
That was it, you know? So, like, to me, that makes me seem they want to use him. He's a fast guy. He catch passes. You're picking him at 29, right? So, like, I don't know. I like him. He's just kind of that guy who he could finish. He's not going to – here's the thing about Chase Edmonds. He's not going to finish 29, 28, 27. He's going to finish, like, top 15 or, like, 47.
Yes.
Right? And that's, like, the guessing game. And I'll buy into it a little more than not. And we'll finish off Dave's list. Number 30, Rashard Penny. Where do you got him?
Not in my top 30.
I got him at 29. He was fantastic down the stretch last year. This guy's a first overall or a former first round pick who's been injured, and he was finally healthy last year. And he carried the load. He was fantastic. A lot of people are scared of Ken Walker. I believe you like Ken Walker. But the problem is Pete Carroll doesn't like fucking rookies.
Yeah.
So Pete Carroll's going to go, oh, you're a rookie? Give it to this guy 90 times, I think.
Probably.
Penny was exciting last year at the end. I didn't have him, and I had a chance. I remember I had him the first, I had the first overall, priority the week he broke out. And I was like, nah, he's not going to do that again. He's going to get hurt. He sucks. And he was seriously the best running back in fantasy football the last 4 weeks of the season. So I'm a fan. So, I mean, not a fan, but I'll take him where I got him. 29th. Yeah. I'll take him where I got him. That's it for Dave's top 30. So a few guys that, weren't in his top 30, we'll just throw out there. It's like Devin Singletary. Tony.
I have him at 26 on my list.
Wow. Tony Pollard. Did you have him in your top 20? What about Ken Walker?
No.
No. Okay. Here's one that he was my 30. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
My 32.
Okay, he was my 32. Now, is there anybody else I'm missing in there controversial, you think?
No.
It was probably just Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
At 26, you said. Here's my controversial one that I have at 22. But I could be argued to be down at 25, 26 even. It's Cordell Patterson. I know. It's controversial. He is the only running back in town on Atlanta. He's a former receiver. He's going to catch passes. They don't have a lot of receivers in Atlanta.
He's like 57, though.
Right, but here's the thing. Like, they have Kyle Pitts, a rookie wide receiver, and Marcus Mariota. Like, he's their running back. He's also a receiver in, past life. He's going to be a gadget guy. He was insane last year.
Yeah.
He was insane last year. He won People League. Well, I don't want to say won People Leagues because he fell apart at the end of the season. So, but that's being reflected here because I have him at 22. It could, like I said, he could argue 25, 26 for me. Dave has him down at 34, right? So, like, you didn't even list him. But I'm assuming he'll be in your 30 to 40.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, but that's okay to pick that guy there because, like, even if he gives you 10 good games again, I mean, those 10 games could be insane.
Yeah.
Those 10 games could be insane. He's still a dynamic, fast athlete. Lining him in the backfield with Mariota, who's a dynamic, fast, athletic quarterback, I mean, that could do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm not flipping my lid over it, but, like, that could be something. I don't know. So, Jay, just finish me off again, 16 through 30. Let's hear it.
Akers, Montgomery, Gibson, Connor, Jacobs, Mitchell, J.K. Dobbins, Etneen, A.J. Dillon, Sanders, Singletary, Hunt, Edmonds, Harris, Clyde.
16, I've got Javonte, Josh Jacobs, Etienne Season, Antonio Gibson. 20, David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Cordell Patterson, Cam Akers, A.J. Dillon. 25, J.K. Dobbins, Chase Edmonds, Elijah Mitchell, Breece, Kids in the Hall, Rashad Penny, and at 30, I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right, Jay, 2 deep cuts. Give me your 2 deep cuts. What you got?
J.D. McKissick and Rashad White.
J.D. McKissick. Now, when I said rules for deep cuts, I'm like, okay, you can't give me 33 and 34. We got to go kind of deep.
Yep.
So, J.D. McKissick and Rashad White, that's deep.
Yep.
Tell people who Rashad White is.
He's a rookie for Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's who they have, Leonard Fournette and him.
Yep.
So, like, why not? He's going to be on a great offense. I mean, I'm fine with picking him up late. And it's going to be a great offense, a great team. He's going to kind of maybe catch some passes. Leonard Fournette's going to need to take a breath once in a while.
Yeah.
And who's your other one? Oh, McKissick.
Yep.
I mean, PPR stud.
Yep.
You know that. You know he's going to be PPR stud. He's always better than where he's getting drafted. He's going to be better. I'm looking trying to see where Dave has him.
Pretty far down, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't even see him. So maybe I missed him. I mean, but like, he is going to outperform wherever you draft him. I don't think he's going to be like a top 10, 20 guy. But if he's going 45, he's going to end up 35 or something. He just will. My 2 late round guys, Raheem Mostert. Because if he's healthy, forget about it. Fastest running back in the league, going to be in the system with Mike McDaniel, who like brought this guy back from the dead, basically.
Yeah.
But again, health, so you don't know. And here's my big sleeper pick. Who did I shit on the most in this conversation?
Who?
Miles Sanders. So my deep pick is actually Kenneth Gainwell, because they drafted him fairly early, 3rd, 4th round. Not this regime, but still. Wait, no, maybe this regime. Yeah, it was this regime. The guy had more touchdowns than Miles Sanders last year. He's like McKissick with his pass catching. I think by the end of this year, and I truly believe this, by the end of this year, Kenny Gainwell is going to be the starting running back for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Really?
Yep, I do. I think he's going to overtake him. So to me, he's a great steal. Dave has him at 43. Dave had, so just think about it in this sense. Dave Richard has him just after Melvin Gordon. So think about that. Like he has him in that range.
Yeah.
And then he had Raheem Mostert at 55. Who, again, I am not saying take Raheem Mostert earlier than 55. Maybe at 50. But he's a guy that could break the leagues for you. Well, Jay, it's getting pretty late here. We're hour 10 minutes in. It's a quarter after 11. Are you feeling awake for a fantasy draft, mock draft, or not?
Yeah, we can do one.
We're going to do a mock draft. All right, let's set up a quick mock draft, and we will be right back with the mock draft on the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. All right, Jay, you ready to do the mock draft of the century?
Let's get it.
Okay, this one's going to be quicker because we don't have Adam here taking up all the airtime. You ready for the rules on this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your first round pick, as always, just do normally. But this is what we're going to do. Rounds 2, 4, 6, and 8. When I'm on the clock, you're going to make my pick. When you're on the clock, I'm going to make your pick. But we're going to be fair about it. Just because we're sitting there in round 2, I'm not going to pick J.D. McKissick.
Yep.
Got to pick a guy in the 3 to 4 range of players.
Okay.
You're not trying to screw each other. We're just going to try to force each other to think different, do different things, because we kind of get stuck in our picks and certain things like that. So first round, we'll do as normal. I'm going to start the draft. I'm going to make sure my volume is down here because it's full blast. Okay, so here we go. Let's start the draft. Oh, I'm picking 6. You're picking 12. Here we go. So the draft goes. Whoa, Jay, who went first?
CMC.
Wow, see, I'm not the only one, bro. These are ADP picks. So we went CMC, and Eckler went second. Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp. I'm on the board with my normal pick here. I got to go chalk. I'm a big Justin Jefferson guy. Give him to me. I love him there. Then we went Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Devontae Adams. You're going to get your one pick, and then I'm going to take your next one. What are you pondering here? You're looking at Kelsey, Diggs, Swift, Chubb, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill.
Kelsey, Diggs.
You know what? Take them both. I'll give you the other one.
All right. We'll do that.
Take them both. I'll give you the other one. Then we went DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Ron Jones, and now you're picking for me. So, oh boy, we got Mark Andrews, Josh Allen, Alvin Kamara, Deebo Samuel, Saquon.
Let's go Kamara.
Okay, that's fair. All right. I'm waiting for you to pick it, and I'm like, okay, there we go. So then we went Josh Allen, Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon, Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette, A.J. Brown, Kyle Pitts. So now back to my normal pick. I like what that Team 1 did, man. I love what Team 1 did. They got Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley.
That's
love
insane.
It. I love
that's
that.
good.
I fucking love that so much.
What do we always say? Running backs are king.
Running backs are king. And speaking of running backs are king, not right now, though. Damn, so many good ones went already.
Yeah, they did. I'm
Holy
screwed.
Shit. Jeez Louise. I'm gonna take Keenan Allen. I'm a fan. I got two good receivers here, a good running back. We went Mahomes, Higgins, Herbert, Connor, Waller. So you get your one pick here.
Ugh. You see who the number one guy is?
Yep.
Ugh.
I'm
taking Akers.
You took Akers. And I'm going to screw you a little bit here. When you have a chance to screw me too, I'm going to have you take not a running back here. I was going to say Kittle, but you got Kelsey. So I'm just going to make you force yourself to have one running back in your first 4 rounds here. So I'm going to have you take Terry McLaurin.
All right.
Okay. Then we went Deontay Johnson, George Kittle, Antonio Gibson, David Montgomery, Breece Hall. You could do the same thing for me if you wanted to. Well, no, not really, because none of the tight ends are gone. Or you could have me take Lamar, or you could have me take another receiver that could be my flex guy.
Yeah.
Or you can make me take Breece Hall and hate myself. Oh no, he just went. Never mind, he went right just before me. You can't do that.
Let's go DK.
You're going DK. Ugh, do I have to?
Yep.
God damn it, where is he? DK.
He's fourth.
I would literally take everybody else on this page instead of DK, but that's fine. DJ Moore, ass ETNCs, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Cooper, Kyler Murray,
Look at all
Elijah
these
Mitchell.
teams sleeping.
Okay, so we're back to me and my pick. So I've started off, thanks to two of your picks, Justin Jefferson, Alvin Kamara, Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf. I'm happy because there's a guy I like still sitting here, and I'm taking Josh Jacobs. So Josh Jacobs, Jerry Jeudy,
I
Joe
did you
Burrow,
a favor.
Brandon Cooks, Mike Williams, Marquise Brown. So now you're looking at Kelsey, Diggs, Cam Akers, McLaurin. I'm guessing you're going running back here.
Well, I have to, and I have to
But you
search way down.
You can change the things. I don't know if you saw that.
I know.
But you're looking at somebody like Clyde, AJ, Miles Sanders, Damien Harris, Ken Walker, my boy Kareem Hunt. I'm not that far off. Cordell Patterson is ranked right after him.
Yuck.
So I wasn't that far off.
I'm going AJ Dillon.
Okay, all right. Now this is my pick for you.
Yes.
I am going to say, because I know you like them. No, wait, maybe not. I'm just because I feel like doing it, I'm going to give you another running back. Go ahead and take Miles Sanders.
You suck. You son of a bitch.
And then we went Clyde, Edwards-Helaire, Allen Robinson, Dalton Schultz, Chris Godwin, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and now we're back to me for you to take my pick. So I'm looking at, I've got 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Actually, I got 3 receivers, 2 running backs, nothing else.
All right. Let's go Jalen Hurts.
Okay, that's actually would have been my pick. So Jalen Hurts, I like it. I'll take it. Juju Smith-Schuster, Damien Harris, Ken Walker, T.J. Hawkinson, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, Russell Wilson, Devontae Smith, Drake London, Kareem Hunt. Son of a bitch! Right before my pick, my dude went. Okay. I am going to take
Goddard.
Nah.
You know you want him.
Nah. You can force me to take him next round if he's there. I am going to take I'm going to take Cordell Patterson here. Give me another running back. Mooney, Goddard, Pollard, Prescott, Rodgers. All right, this is your pick here. So you pick your one here. You still need a quarterback. You might still need, if there's a running back there, which I know there is that you like.
I'm going to take Brady.
Okay. You son of a bitch. Well, I couldn't have taken him anyway. That's a great pick there. Great fucking pick there. I was going to have you take a quarterback, so I didn't even realize Grady was there. Okay, so you need a receiver. So we'll get you a receiver. I'm looking in the here. You know what? If I could go for it, go ahead and take Gabe Davis, bro.
You son of a bitch.
What, you didn't want him?
I would have taken Hunter.
Okay, well, that's fair. Really? Look at that receipt. We went Gabe Davis, Hunter Renfrow, DeAndre Hopkins, Rashad Bateman, Treylon Burke, Zach Ertz. So this is going to be your last pick for me, and then we're going to go from here. So you can I got 3 receivers, 3 running backs, quarterback, and no tight end. And so it's up to you. I don't care. I'm not telling you to give me a tight end. Do your own, whatever you think I should do here. The suspense is killing everybody at home.
Devin Singletary.
You know what? I thought you were going to go there. I would have probably.
I was between that and Knox.
I would have took Knox. Maybe he falls to me. If he doesn't fall to me, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not going to take a tight end for a couple rounds. All right, so here we go. Devin Singletary on my team. Then we went Garrett Wilson, Tyler Lockett, James Cook, Rashad Penny, Elijah Moore, Chris Olave, Chase Edmonds, Pat Freiermuth, Dawson Knox, and Matt Stafford.
So close.
Almost made it back to me. So looking at the tight ends, I'm just doing my old dart throw here later in the draft because I am going to take. I got 4 running backs, 3 receivers, so let me take the Lazard King, Alan Lazard here. Brandon Ayuk, Robert Woods, Melvin Gordon, Mike Gesicki, Christian Kirk. Now, Jay, before you make your pick, let's reset your team that I drafted half of. We got Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs, I guess that was my pick. Cam Akers, my pick, Terry McLaurin, A.J. Dillon, my pick, Miles Sanders. Tom Brady, my pick, Gabe Davis. So the rest of the draft is yours. You got every position right now.
Yes, sir.
So, well, not kicker and defense, but and I think we went by the rules fairly.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I'm going to take Claypool. And then...
I see Russell Gage is listed high. Are you still as high on him with Julio Jones being there?
Not really.
I don't think it affects him too differently because it's a completely different position.
Yeah.
Honestly. But when Chris Godwin comes back healthy, that's when I think it affects him.
And just because I need some running back depth, I'm going to take Spiller. Case, you know.
CJ Spiller?
Yeah. CJ. I'd take a Spiller.
Russell Gage, Derek Carr, Christian Watson, Michael Card. Oh, man, Albert Okunwebunam just went. You know, that's one of my sleeper picks. So I am pretty stacked everywhere right now except tight end. So, but I'm just going to take mine now. You know, I always end up with maybe Hunter Henry. So I'm going to take Hunter Henry.
That's your guy.
Stevenson, I was thinking about taking Trey Lance. Kirk Cousins, Sky Moore, Ronald Jones, James Robinson, Kadarius Toney, the President of the United States, Alexander Madison, David Pierce, Cole Kmet. So I'm glad I took Henry where I did because he probably would have went. Back to me now. I am going to take... I got 4 and 4, but there's always room for more. So give me Nyheim Hines here. Nyheim Hines, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyler Boyd, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Michael Gallup, Irv Smith. We're on to you for 2.
Oh, I don't really like any of these guys.
So we have, for where you are, you've got about 4 more position players and then kicker defense. So you can be thinking of backup quarterback, backup tight end, or just keep loading up on the receivers and running backs.
Who gets a backup tight end?
Me, when I draft one late, I always do. I either get a solid guy or 2 meh guys. That's my
I'm gonna. Oof.
What's going through your mind?
I don't know. I don't like any of these players at these positions.
I'm so high right now.
Yes. I'm just gonna take Jarvis Landry.
Good pick.
And then probably gonna reach a little and
reaching's okay. You're in the 12th round, dude. You know.
Yep. Take McKissick.
I don't think that's a reach. Deshaun Watson, Rondale Moore, Rashad White, Marlon Mack, Jamison Williams. I'm going to plant my flag. I planted my flag on this guy earlier. I'm going to take him now. Why not? Kenneth Gainwell. I made a stink about him earlier. We'll take him there. Tyler Algier, Jacoby Myers, Kenny Galladay, Jahan Dotson, Darrell Henderson, Noah Fant, Justin Fields, George Pickens, Devontae Parker, Baltimore Ravens defense. I got 6 running backs. I'm done. Receivers, I've got 4. I will take another one. Yeah, I'll take another one now. And that's going to be Julio Jones. Justin Tucker, Tyler Higbee, Buffalo Bills D, Niners D, Evan McPherson. Are you going to get on the D train, bro?
Probably, since I can. Probably not yet.
We got 2 picks in a row, so
yeah,
you're delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, I'm going to take Mostert. And then... let me see here. I'm going to take Rams defense.
Rams D. Can't go wrong with that. Buccaneers, Harrison Butker, David Njoku, Trevor Lawrence, Chargers D. So I was hoping to get a good tight end to fall for me, but they didn't. So
you got Hunter Henry.
Right, but I was hoping, honestly, I was hoping to end up with Henry and like Fant, Higbee, and Njoku or something.
Yeah.
But they all just went. So
yeah.
I'm just going to hold off. We're going to go with, just in case my quarterback gets hurt because he's a runner, I'm going to take Matt Ryan here.
It's a good pick.
Matt Ryan, Matt Gay, Daniel Carlson, Saints defense, Cowboys, Tyler Bass, McCole Hardman, Mark Ingram, Gerald Everett, Tim Patrick, who's on IR, so that's going to change. I don't know if you heard that. Tim Patrick of the Broncos tore his ACL, unfortunately. That's sad news. Oh, and I'm done. I got to take kicker and defense now. So I will take the Packers D. They're good D. Jalen Tolbert, Nick Folk, Young-Ho Koo, Khalil Herbert, Darrell Williams, and Jay, your last 2 picks, and then we'll run over your team. You got all. No, you still need a kicker.
Yep. Gonna take Blankenship.
The goggles.
Yep, goggles. And let's see here. Just in case I need someone, I'm going to take Trubisky.
There you go. I was going to say you needed a quarterback. Gus Edwards, Van Jefferson, Jameis Winston, Patriots D, Tyrion Davis, Pruitt. Sure. I usually end up in the last round of the mocks with this. Give me McManass. Jamal Williams, Broncos D, Matt Prater, and the final pick is the Colts defense. So, let's talk about your team real quick. We got a couple more minutes here. Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs, Cam Akers, Terry McLaurin, A.J. Dillon, Miles Sanders, Tom Brady, Gabriel Davis, Chase Claypool, Isaiah Spiller, Jarvis Landry, J.D. McKissick, Raheem Mostert, and Pastrami. Los Angeles Rams defense, Rodrigo Blankenship, Mitchell Trubisky, with my picks of making you take Diggs, McLaurin, Sanders, and Gabe Davis. What are you thinking?
It's not horrible. I don't love it, but...
What would have you have changed of my picks? Diggs, McLaurin, Sanders, Davis.
I probably would have drafted a different running back over Sanders.
Hilaire, Damien Harris, Ken Walker? Those are the next 4 off the board.
Yeah, probably Clyde.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's talk about... Actually, before we go to my team, I want to talk about Team 1. Because they had that killer start, McCaffrey, Elliott, Barkley. Then the next round they took Sutton, who I hate. Absolutely hate him. They could have had somebody else like Judy or Cooks
they
or
could have
Mike
had
Williams. Pittman. No, they couldn't. Pittman was coming that way.
Okay.
So, but then they went Lamar Jackson, Mike Thomas, Adam Thielen, Elijah Moore, Chris Olave. Like, I think that team did a fantastic job. Even without Sutton, they got, if you even skip Sutton, who's their fourth round pick, they got McCaffrey, Elliott, Barkley, Lamar Jackson, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen.
Yeah. And then their backup running backs to that is Ronald Jones, James Robinson, and Henderson.
Right. They did a great job. I mean, they're starting tight ends, Noah Fant, but I mean, they did the same thing as me. It's a dart throw.
Yeah.
I think that team ended up fantastic. So we'll go to me. Justin Jefferson, Alvin Kamara, Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Hurts, Cordell Patterson, Devin Singletary, Allen Lazard, Hunter Henry, Naheem Hines, Kenny Gainwell, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Packers defense, Brandon McManus, with your forced picks of Kamara, Metcalf, Hurts, and Singletary. If it were up to me, I would have not taken Metcalf. I literally would have taken all these receivers instead. Moore, Pittman, Waddle. I would have taken them all instead. I just not big on Metcalf.
Yeah.
I think if Breece Hall would have been there, you would have taken him for me. But he went right before that pick.
Maybe.
But, I mean, Metcalf starting in my flex, right? You can do worse.
Yeah.
You can do worse than Metcalf in your flex. For only taking 2 running backs in the top 5 rounds, I ended up with Kamara, Jacobs, Patterson, Singletary, Naheem Hines. Like, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
And you took Hurts where you did. That's fine. I would have taken Brady myself. But I have Brady a lot higher.
Yeah.
But Hurts isn't a bad pick there at all. So I'm happy with that team. So that worked out good. That was a fun draft, too.
Yeah.
So we only got one more week of ranking episodes. Maybe we'll do another draft as well. Well, that's it. We're about an hour and a half in. It's a lot quicker when Adam's not here sucking all the hot air out of the room. I'm going to a concert tomorrow. So I'm going to pick the song of the week from... So I'm going to see Bad Wolves, Hollywood Undead, Falling in Reverse, that's your boy.
Yes, it is.
That is your boy. And Papa Roach, that's one of my. So I was going to take a bit from one of these guys, and I was going to do Papa Roach, but then I decided, you know what? I'm going old school, and I'm taking Hollywood Undead, right? So the song of the week is Hollywood Undead. This song is called Bullet, and I know you like that song.
Yep.
And that's a fun song. I'm looking forward to this concert tomorrow. As you guys hear this, it would have been a few days ago. Jay, I'm glad you recovered from your surgery and you're back with us.
Thank you.
We will have Adam on again in a couple weeks. And we have our new league starting and drafts coming up. It is the time, Jay. There's football tomorrow or 3 days ago.
Yes.
No one's going to watch.
No.
But still, I mean, it's happening. It's happening,
It's
Kevin.
back.
I'm ready. But thank you for joining me. It's your boy, Chazz.
I'm Jay.
And we will see you next week on the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. Peace.